all 10 provinces in Canada ranked worst to best. Interested to see these places, this to see how they're gonna rank and stuff in Canada, and also learn about what even the provinces are. I know a few places in Canada, but I don't know many, and I probably get confused with a lot of areas as well. Decided to get into this, check this out. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments which place you're from, if you agree with the video or whatnot, on where you're ranked in that would be interesting. If you guys do enjoy this, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. Let's see this ranking.
Do you like forested areas full of streams and ponds, overheat easily, and enjoy cold temperatures? Well, then you're probably a moose. In which case, how'd you get on YouTube? Ah, forget it. The real question is, why haven't you moved to Canada?
Cause it's such a big country. I don't know where to go.
Well, unless you actually are a moose, you probably want to stick with 85% of all Canadians and live within 100 miles of the US border. Because
well, you probably don't want to be living in a city that was a moose.
Although Canada is the second largest country and full of beautiful, diverse landscapes, a lot of that land gets so cold that you'll end up looking like this guy if you spend 5 seconds out.
Bro, this is literally like beyond the ice wall in Game of Thrones. What? Is this real?
Cold that you'll end up looking like this guy if you spend 5 seconds outside.
Wow.
I guess it makes sense the Canadian pop sensation The Weeknd can't feel his face, but for the 93% of Canadians...
Oh, is The Weeknd actually Canadian? See, this is what I'm saying. I need a celebrity update video on who's Canadian, because I'm learning all these celebrities that I didn't realize were Canadian. They're Canadian.
Who love their home, the excellent education system, high quality of life, and incredible cities more than make up for it. Speaking of which, let's hit 5,000 likes for a video on the 10 best cities in Canada. But before you put on your sweater, other sweater, jacket, second jacket, hat, mittens, 2 pairs of pants, and enough socks to cut after circulation and move here, or if you're...
Oh, wait. What area are we going to? How cold is it?
They live in Canada and are looking for a new home. These are all 10 Canadian provinces ranked from worst to best, based on their economy, safety, cost of living, education, and quality of life.
Right, okay.
Number 10. Actually, we're going to start off.
Oh, wait, let me see these real quick before we get into this. So this is all 10 provinces. So we got British Columbia, Yukon, Northwest Territories, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Nunavut, Newfoundland and Labrador. I don't know. The only places I know here is British Columbia, Nunavut I've heard about, Ontario, and Quebec. What's this as well? Frederickson? Wait, what's this? Halifax? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. We got more than 10 here. What's going on?
Off with a quick honorable mention. The territories. Sure, they aren't
Oh, wait, okay. Oh, so these aren't provinces. Wait, why? They're just territories?
The territories. Sure, they aren't provinces and only have a combined population of around 125,000. But if you're looking to rake in the cash, they have a lot of good paying jobs. Northwest Territories is actually home to the highest median household income at 154,000 Canadian dollars. And the Yukon isn't looking too shabby either at 129,000.
Wow.
Not to mention a 5.2% unemployment rate.
But wait, 5.2% is so high compared to the US.
Actually, Mr. Moose, Canada measures their real unemployment rate, which, by the same metrics, would have the US unemployment rate at 8.8%.
Oh,
so
really?
5.2 is pretty remarkable.
Wow.
But then again, the
cost
of living is also much higher here, as everything needs to be shipped long distances, and heating bills are through the roof. Truth be told, for most people, no amount of money is enough to live in the cold and desolate territories, where negative 40 is...
I suppose they're getting a good, decent wage to afford to live in there, but yeah, I wonder how crazy their living actually is there.
Common, and the population centers are thousands of kilometers apart. And if that somehow sounds appealing, keep in mind the crime rates in Nunavut and Northwest Territories are more than 5 times the national average.
Oh, really? Wait, is the cold sending them crazy? Why is it 5 times? Yeah, are they just getting more aggressive in the cold?
Actual number 10, Manitoba.
Okay,
Nearly
Manitoba.
twice as many people move out of Manitoba than in, and who can blame them? It's
Why?
the second most dangerous province, has the second lowest life expectancy, the worst schools in the nation, and although it's home to the lowest unemployment rate of any province at only 5.7%, there are also very few good-paying jobs, so even...
Wow. So, lowest employment rate. There's decent paying jobs, but yeah, life expectancy is very low. Damn.
With a median home value of just 313 grand, Manitoba still has the third highest poverty rate at 11.5%. And if all that isn't enough of a deterrent, did I mention it's the least happy province, or that it gets frigid cold? In fact...
Wait. How do you even say... How do you even rank happiness? Like, how do you know? Do you just get people in and just go, hey, you happy? And secondly, did he say frigid cold? Frigid means like you don't want to do something with someone in a romantic way. Like if I'm like with a girl here and I'm scared to kiss her, I'm frigid, right? What's frigid cold? What does that mean?
Winnipeg is the coldest major city in North America, with most winter days reaching negative 30 degrees Celsius with the wind chill. And if you thought the summers would be any better, think again. There are over 110,000 lakes in Manitoba, which means it gets incredibly humid. And you know who loves lakes and humidity? Mosquitoes. Oh. Heck, there are so many here that a town literally named itself Mosquito in Ukrainian.
Oh, see, I won't want to deal with mosquitoes. We don't have mosquitoes in the UK, right? We don't. Sorry, I got hiccups, man. But we don't have a deal with mosquitoes in the UK, right? But yeah. I feel like they will be annoying.
No, honestly, no province in Canada is a bad place to live, and Manitoba still has a really high quality of life. It's just that everything the province has to offer, another province does better. Well, except for polar bears, because Churchill is...
Hey, listen, polar bears are very, very cute, but yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near them. Nah. It's too dangerous, bro.
For polar bears, because Churchill is the polar bear capital of the world.
Oh, really?
Number 9, Newfoundland and Labrador. The small town lifestyle of Newfoundland and Labrador is ranked as the fourth most satisfying in Canada, despite also being home to very little sunshine and terrible weather.
That's very literally, cute.
St. John's is routinely ranked as having the worst weather of any Canadian city.
Oh,
but
really?
Speaking of St. John's, it's likely the most picturesque, charming, and unique city in the country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From what I'm seeing so far, it's like a very, very just like a... to me, it feels like a retirement kind of place.
And it's a good thing the buildings are so bright and colorful, because they'll lift your spirits on even the stormiest day.
Oh,
and if
really?
they don't lift your spirits, then George Street definitely will, because it has the highest concentration of bars and pubs of any street in North America.
Hell yeah!
And if that still doesn't lift your spirits, then the people definitely will, as Newfoundlanders might actually be the friendliest Canadians. And if that still...
Wait, why is this number 9 then? Just because of the bad weather?
Doesn't lift your spirits? Well, then you probably suffer from seasonal depression, in which case, don't move here. Because from the fog to rain to sheer isolation and 322 centimeters of annual snow, Newfoundland isn't for the faint of heart. But if you don't mind having a vitamin D deficiency and are just looking for a beautiful place to raise a family, Newfoundland and Labrador is the 4th safest province. The schools are great, and while the unemployment rate is the highest in the nation at 12.1%, the median home value is also the 4th lowest at just 315 grand.
Okay, no... Wait. Why is that number 9? That sounded pretty good. I'm confused. The only bad point, really, was like the weather.
Number 8. Prince Edward Island.
Okay,
Prince Edward Island may be the smallest province by both population and area, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in potatoes. Yeah, while PEI is just 0.1% of Canada's total landmass, it produces 2.5 billion pounds of spuds annually, or around 25% of the country's total yield. And with only 160,000 full-time residents, humans are certainly outnumbered by the root vegetable. Well, at least until summer rolls around and all the tourists high hightail it to the island to indulge in delicious...
Hey, listen, hey, potatoes are taking over, man.
The seafood, explore the charming countryside, and dip their toes in the warmest ocean water north of the Carolinas. Speaking of which, fishing, tourism, and agriculture are pretty much the only industries in the province, resulting in the second highest unemployment rate at 10.6% and the second lowest median household income of only $89,000. And since many people from the more expensive big cities have been moving here for the laid-back lifestyle, as they can now work remotely, home values have shot up by a staggering 33.6% over the past year to $370,000. This is
a 33% increase is nuts.
Made PEI unaffordable for many locals.
Wow.
So can you really blame anyone for wanting to live here? I mean, it's the third safest province, offers the highest overall life satisfaction rate, and is home to so many beautiful beaches.
Hey, I can't lie. Even with the disadvantages, like, this is how you know Canada all in general is just an amazing place to live, right? Because even with the lowest ranked places right now that we're seeing, they still seem pretty good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like none have like really crazy dangerous zones or anything like that. Or like to me, it still seems livable, right? They got a little bit of a couple bad points.
New Brunswick. Just a quick $48.50 toll ride across the outrageously expensive Confederation Bridge brings us to our next province, which is often the most overlooked. Brunswick. I mean, New Brunswick. But while many Canadians think of New Brunswick as the absolute worst, the statistics say otherwise. Sure, there are no vibrant big cities, and the economy is lacking with the lowest minimum wage and median household income at just $86,500.
Oh, really?
But have you seen this coastline? Not to mention the median home value.
Wait, let me see this, because this is apparently very low, and I want to compare it to the UK. So minimum household income is 86,000, right? CAD in pounds, 45 grand, right? The average household in the UK is, this is the average across the whole UK, is 36,000. So this is still more than the average of the across the UK. That's crazy.
It is the lowest in Canada at only 252 grand. So even with the low salaries and high taxes, the poverty rate is still just 9.4%, which is the third lowest of any province. And despite its nickname, there are actually some really cool places in Newfoundland. The capital, Fredericton, has a great art scene and tons of greenery. St. John is incredibly picturesque with historic buildings and so much beautiful nearby nature, not to mention the up-and-coming uptown area. And Moncton's got the best jobs, restaurants, and nightlife of the three main cities, as well as the most francophones. Which reminds me, you should probably learn French if you plan on moving here, because it's the only official bilingual province.
Oh, wait.
Number 6.
Wait, I thought Quebec was also. But what does that actually mean, the official bilingual province? So, like, but would it mainly be speaking French there, or would it just be like half and half? Like, what's going on?
Saskatchewan. Sure, the official bilingual province. Number 6, Saskatchewan. Sure, Saskatchewan gets really cold, with temperatures often dropping to -40 Celsius. But would you rather be warm or rich? Saskatchewanians apparently pick the latter because despite the frigid environment and boring landscape, they have the second highest life satisfaction.
He said frigid environment again. Does frigid mean like wobbly or something? Like it's like breaking apart.
Despite the frigid environment and boring landscape, they have the second highest life satisfaction rate of any province, and I'm guessing that has something to do with them also having the second highest median household income at $102,000, in addition to the second lowest median home value of just $288,000. Or maybe it's because even if it is cold for half the year, Saskatchewan is still the sunniest province. Speaking of which, those clear skies also make it one of the best places to see the Northern Lights.
Wait, how many of you guys in Canada have seen the Northern Lights, and how many is it like a common thing? Because I'm hearing in Canada you can see them a lot. I really, really, really want to see the Northern Lights. badly.
But while Regina and Saskatoon are both great small cities with growing economies and a ton to do, the rest of the province is really struggling.
Right.
Prince Albert,
really?
for example, has a poverty rate nearing 25%, which has led it to being one of the most dangerous cities in Canada.
Damn.
And North Battleford's crime rate is 495% above the national average.
Wow.
This has led to Saskatchewan being the most dangerous province, with an overall crime rate 91% above the national average.
Hey, I thought the most dangerous province would probably be like one of the worst on the ranked list, because that's a big factor when you come to like places to live, right? But it's number 6. It's quite high if it's the most dangerous.
But hey, at least the people are nice when they aren't trying to rob you. Number 5, Nova Scotia. Okay. The second smallest province by total area might just be the most beautiful.
Ooh,
from stunning
gorgeous
beaches, forests, lakes, and rivers, to charming villages like Lunenburg, Wolfville, Cheticamp, and Bedeck, to the freaking Cabot Trail in Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia does not waste any space.
Wow.
Basically, if you want to live a quiet life among beautiful scenery.
Hey, you wouldn't want to get lost there though, right? You would not want to get lost here. Jesus, I hope they know their way back.
Basically, if you want to live a quiet life among beautiful scenery, look no further.
Right.
And if you want to live a less quiet life among beautiful scenery, well, also look no further, because Halifax is one of the best cities in Canada with a diverse and booming economy. And since the market's still undersaturated in most industries, it's also a great place to start a business. Sure, wages still have some catching up to do, as Nova Scotia's median household income is just $90,000. But as the population continues to grow, so should the salaries, and the cost of living still isn't too expensive, with a median home value of just $351,000.
Wait, medium home value, 300 grand. Let's see this. 300,000 CAD. 150k? Wait, that's cheap. What? Yo, 150k Great British pounds in the UK. Bro, you're not even getting you're probably getting a 1-bed house is a bit battered. Like, yo, that's mad.
Which is more than worth it, especially when you consider there's literally no crime and the schools are among the best in
the average house in the UK, average for like a 2-bedroom house, is probably around 250,000. Maybe 230 probably. There's something about that.
Nation. And unlike some Canadian provinces, Newfoundland, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Okay, I gotta stop coughing. People are gonna think I have COVID. Nova Scotia actually has pretty mild weather. Well, by Canadian standards, at least. Number 4, British Columbia. I'm sorry, Nova Scotia.
Oof, that's gorgeous. That is beautiful.
But with places like Vancouver Island, the Okanagan Valley.
Oh my god. Oh my. Yeah. Yo, British Columbia is unreal. Is that a lake or is it flood? These are lake houses, aren't they? Oh my god.
And Kootenay and Yoho National Parks. British Columbia is by far the most beautiful and diverse province, and it was never even close.
Gorgeous.
But if you thought BC stood for British Columbia, it actually stands for Bring Cash, because boy, are you gonna need it, with a median home value of $891,000, which is actually the highest in the nation. The economy is also incredible, however, with the highest GDP growth of any province and tons of good paying jobs in literally every industry, which has resulted in the 3rd lowest unemployment rate, as well as the 4th highest median household income at $96,000. So the stress of money can't be that bad, considering British income at $96,000. So the stress of money can't.
Mad. If you guys don't know, I absolutely love surrounding mountains. My dream house would be like a house with just mountains just enclosing it all. Like the neighborhood, I mean. So you got the neighborhood and then just mountains, just like,
can't be that bad, considering British Columbia also has the 2nd highest life expectancy at 82.4 years.
Really?
You wouldn't want to live as long as possible to savor these views. And if you're not the outdoorsy type, there's still plenty here for you, because Vancouver is a gorgeous, bustling, multicultural city, and Victoria is one of the most charming places in the country. Not to mention, they're also home to the most mild climates in Canada. Number 3, Ontario. Whether you want to live in a big city, small small city, beach town, or even the countryside, Ontario has it all.
Okay.
Of course, there's Toronto, which manages to be an incredibly safe and clean city despite its massiveness. Not to mention, it's the most multicultural city in the world. But there's also so much more to Canada's most populated province. From beautiful shorelines across four Great Lakes.
That looks like, that don't even look like Canada. It looks like a different country. It looks like a tropical island.
To the Niagara Falls region, to Willamette Canyon and Thousand Islands National Park, the second largest province by total area.
That was something I learned recently, actually. I actually learned that Canada and America shares the Niagara Falls. I thought it was just in America.
Has no shortage of beautiful scenery, quaint towns, or places to live that hashtag cottagecore life.
Right.
And if you're only in it for the money, well, Ontario is the economic juggernaut of Canada, accounting for nearly 40% of the national GDP. So you shouldn't have much difficulty finding a good job.
40%'s nuts. 40% of the country's GDP.
The median household income of $100,300 is the third highest in the nation. And those jobs aren't just in Toronto.
Gorgeous,
in fact, Ottawa actually has even higher salaries, is much cheaper. And while you might think it's boring because government, it's actually a pretty hip city and a wonderful place to raise a family.
Oh, really?
Speaking of which, if you've got kids, Ontario is the second safest province and has the second best schooling system.
That's good.
Honestly, if it wasn't so expensive with a median home...
look at these buildings, though.
It has the second best schooling system. Honestly...
Like, it's actually crazy. Like, even in London, we've got tall buildings in London, but you don't look nothing like this,
If it wasn't so expensive with a median home value of $835,000, Ontario probably would have been number one.
It just goes on and on and on.
Number 2. Alberta. You've likely seen images of Alberta gracing covers of magazines and travel inspo social media alike. But besides the majestic mountains and lakes of Banff and Jasper, Alberta also offers an incredibly high quality of life. Mainly thanks to the oil that abounds in the region, which has helped the province achieve by far the highest median household income at over $113,000, as well as the fourth lowest unemployment rate at just 7%. Yet despite those high paychecks, the cost of living still isn't unreasonable, with a median home value of only $426,000.
It's not bad, though.
That's less than half the cost of a house in British Columbia. Add in the fact that it's the most tax-friendly province, and it's no wonder the poverty rate is the lowest in the country at just 8.2%. It is a surprise how the public schools are also the best in Canada, despite those low taxes, however. But either way, there just isn't much wrong with Alberta. The only things keeping it from number one are the crime rate that's 46% above the national average, and the province's heavy dependence on oil for the high incomes. Because sure, things are great now, but as oil prices are very cyclical, it's only a matter of time before the economy crashes. Now, before we get to number one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what
Wait. Would that place like really go downhill then if that were to happen?
You think the best province in Canada is? But without further ado,
honestly, if I was gonna pick a place to like move right now without seeing number one yet, is British Columbia. Absolutely stunning. Number one.
Quebec. I guess it's true that bigger is better, and that things do get better with time, because Canada's largest and most historic province is also the best. Quebec is by far the safest province, has the second most diversified economy, second lowest unemployment rate, the highest average life expectancy, and third highest life satisfaction rate. And while the median household income of $94,000 is only the fifth highest, the cost of living is also incredibly affordable, with a median home cost of just $449,000 and very cheap rents in Montreal, resulting in the second lowest poverty rate at just 8.7%.
Oh, Montreal is in Quebec. Okay. See, this is what's interesting. I'm learning like the different places of Canada.
And speaking of Montreal, the culture, the food, the history, oh la la, is it beautiful. And there are also many other charming cities and towns, in addition to gorgeous forests, mountains, lakes, and beaches. The only thing that should stop you from moving here is if you don't speak French, in which case, learn French. Because Quebec is... I
have heard that Quebec, a lot of people do speak French there. I don't know if it's all of them that live there probably do speak French. But like, you know, if I was to go to a shop in Quebec, would the menu be in English or French?
The best province to live in for 2021.
Wow, interesting, cool. But yo, really good video. If I was going to choose somewhere, I'm still sticking with British Columbia. I think British Columbia is absolutely beautiful. Definitely my cup of tea. But yeah, let me know where you guys live. Let me know some nice things about it and stuff. Let me know what you think to these rankings. That would be really interesting. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I also do stream every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. I do live reactions on there. We can have a conversation. You can send me pictures and stuff for me to review. So if you want to do that, make sure you do check it out. There'll be a link in the description. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.